Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. So we got some more people calling everybody's favorite internet influencer out, Jake Paul. So he's been gaining a bit of traction ever since his fight with Ben Askren, then his appearance at the UFC event that was recently. He got in Daniel Cormier's face. He's been calling out Daniel Cormier. He's been wanting to fight UFC fighters. He's basically the villain right now. He's definitely hamming it up. Any publicity is good publicity, right? And he's taking full advantage of it. That's a sound business mind there. But now we have a new challenger that is calling Jake Paul out to a fight, and this situation is definitely an interesting one. Let's take a look at this, guys. Before we get to it, if you're not subscribed yet to the channel, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscription button, help get me to 85,000 subscribers. I'm like right there, guys, so please hit that subscription button. Now let's continue on. Jake Paul greenlights Kamaru Usman fight after UFC call out, challenge accepted. So we got a new challenger calling Jake Paul out. So with Jake Paul continue to call out MMA fighters for his next boxing showdown, one name has stood out from the pack, and this is definitely a current UFC champion, the welterweight champion. The YouTuber has accepted a challenge from him. This is Kamaru Usman. So ever since he was first viral first round knockout over Ben Askren, Paul has been on a social media tear. From fellow internet celebs to MMA legends, he's actively calling out new names every day in hopes of locking in another blockbuster event. So Paul's just calling everybody out. He's like, I'll fight you, fuck you, I'll whip your ass. He's basically just going on record to try to piss everybody off enough in order for them to get a big fight out of it and get a bag. It's not a bad idea at all. I mean, who wouldn't want to get a couple $1,000,000 to knock out somebody that you hate? I know I definitely would. Now, this is while all eyes were on a potential scrap with Daniel Cormier following an altercation at UFC 261, which we briefly touched on. We looked at it. DC said that the only way he would fight Jake Paul is if it was an actual MMA fight. He wants it in MMA style in a cage, not boxing, which is understandable enough. In my opinion, you don't have anything to prove if you're a former, light heavyweight and heavyweight champion. He's more than proven himself as one of the all-time greats. But, I mean, I wouldn't mind getting a bag either. Fuck it. I'll take a fucking punch for a bag. Anyways, going on with this, attention is now shifted to the man who headlined the pay-per-view card. So basically the headliner of the pay-per-view card that was there. So hot off his own spectacular KO over Jorge Masvidal, Usman addressed Paul in an April 28th interview with TMZ Sports. So this is from TMZ Sports. He's unmotivated by his current competition in the UFC. Usman teased the idea of beating the out of one of these internet guys. And these internet guys, whether you want to admit it or not, the Paul brothers, KSI, other people like that, they are definitely taking advantage of their notoriety on the internet, in their fan bases, in their brands, to derive attention towards the product. It's a whole new avenue of revenue for so many more people. It's a win-win situation for everybody. Yeah, KSI and Jake Paul are not as experienced as a DC or, an Usman or anybody else, but they're bringing a whole new audience, a whole new product over to competitive sports. Kind of like when Logan Paul was just on WrestleMania right now. They're bringing a whole new audience out there that could basically make money for everybody. It's kind of ingenious. Now, he goes on to say, right now, these internet guys are making more noise than the guys in my division. And that's honest truth. I mean, when have any of these fighters made as much noise as a Jake Paul? As silly as he is, love him or hate him, whatever you got to say about it, he knows how to market himself out there. Now, rather than letting Cormier even entertain the idea of a fight with Paul, Usman claimed he'd rather take care of that for him. So he's wanting to step in instead. So they did exchange some heated words. Challenge accepted, Paul tweeted in response shortly after the interview went live. If your boss gives you permission to box me and make more money than you ever have, let me know and we can lace him up. So he's been attacking Dana White a lot too, Jake Paul, to the point where Dana White is even considering throwing legal action against Paul. Now, if the welterweight champ is able to wriggle out of his UFC contract for the one-off influencer bout, Paul assures it will be his biggest payday. He literally told them that it would be your biggest payday. To this day, Paul has only boxed one fighter with any previous combat sports experience. Evidently, there's no denying Usman would provide the biggest step up in competition yet. So currently on the second longest win streak in UFC history, the Nigerian Nightmare has dominated his way to a 19-1 professional record. And you can look right here. Here's the tweet. Challenge accepted. And look at the traction. 21.9K likes, 2.2K retweets. You can't pay for advertising more than that. Again, say what you want to say about Jake Paul. I know a lot of us don't care for him, don't like him. The dude knows how to make money. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. Now, obviously, there's a dozen hoops Usman would need to jump through for this fight to become real. The UFC would either have to release its current welterweight champ or negotiate an unprecedented deal with Triller before the potential scrap could go ahead. And while it was already extremely unlikely such a fight would ever materialize, Usman quickly moved to shut down rumors once and for all. So he already shut it down. Keep making your money, young man, and stay on that side. I ain't no Disney kid, and I don't play fighting. So it's kind of like at the same time a warning as well as a basic, like, hey, you know what? Stay on your side, mind your business. So despite the door seemingly closing on that matchup, Paul has already listed off a number of potential opponents he's looking to face down the line. So from Nate Diaz to Conor McGregor, you know, he's been throwing them out there. I mean, look, for example, at his brother, Logan. His brother, Logan, has a fight in June against Mayweather. Mayweather, probably one of the most greatest boxers of all time. Easily going to do an exhibition fight against Logan. That's going to draw so much money. It's an easy payday. Now, exhibition means it's not going to be taken as seriously or count against one another's records, but regardless, you can't pay for that amount of publicity. You can't pay for that amount of spotlight. It's going to go down in history. And these Paul brothers know that. They see it. I know we don't care for them. We don't like them. Eric, why are you talking about Jake Paul? Regardless, this is a huge monumental, I guess, crossover and step when it comes to an influencer or a YouTuber stepping into mainstream sports and media and stuff, guys. So this is big. And I wanted to talk about it. I'm free to talk about whatever the fuck I want on this channel. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys. Click that red subscription button. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.